Good morning and welcome into our mid-morning show coffee break. This is the last Monday of 2020.
Good. Great news. Thanks, Deb.
I don't think anybody is not looking forward to the end of 2020. I mean, I think everybody is really focused on let's get this year over.
Yeah. Do you think 2021 will be significantly better, or do you think really 2022 is where it's at?
I have no idea, but I do know this. I can only live one day at a time.
Amen.
I cannot look ahead and be encouraged.
Yeah.
I need to just see what's today and what God has for me today.
Right.
Otherwise, I think I get really anxious.
Do you?
Yeah, I get anxious thinking too far ahead, especially as you get older, and you start having those memory lapses and stuff. You think, what am I going to be 10 years from now? And then God reminds you, one day at a time.
People ask me often, how you doing? Like, one day at a time. Mm-hmm. One day at a time. Mm-hmm. I had an older friend who used to say that to me for years at church, every Sunday morning. Hey, Fred, how you doing? One day at a time. And it took me a long time, years, before I got it. I was like, so one day he saw me and said, Gerad, how are you? And I said, one day at a time, Fred. He said, you got it. Yeah. So
this is Gerad Hall. He dressed up for you today.
Well, I'm dressed today. Yeah. For you. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. We're glad to have you with us this morning. And I haven't actually gotten to the fact where I can see where everybody is. Jeremy, can you tell me who's online right now?
Heidi and Joe.
Heidi and Joe. Good morning, Heidi and Joe. Sorry about that. Sometimes my computer is really slow at catching the video. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah.
Well, it takes time.
We need everybody's help.
Plus, people are still waking up.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are sleeping right now, which is why if you are awake, let us know. Hit the like button.
That's right. That'll be very affirming for us.
Oh, there we are. Now I see us.
Hey, Deb.
We came up.
I know you're excited about the end of 2020, but I just want you to know a year from this Friday will be 2022.
Oh, no.
I saw what you did there. And it was very good. Very good. I appreciated that, Jeremy.
Yes. That kind of blows my mind.
That it'll be 2022?
Yes, I just don't want another 2020. But I know what you're saying, 2022, yeah.
Yeah, it was clever.
Yeah. It's very clever.
It was a play on words. Yeah. You got to get up pretty early to keep up with this guy.
Good morning. That's Casting Crowns with Courageous. 7:05 in the morning. And boy, that's something we've all had to been this year, just with the courage of the Lord, just to keep going one day after another.
Yes.
And so we're talking about maybe what has kept you going from the Psalms. Have you looked into Scripture this year? And it could be verse too, but I was thinking the Psalms because they are such a comfort and an encouragement. And I think, it's kind of David wrote so many of the Psalms, and he went through some really varied experiences in life.
That's right. Very stressful times, harrowing experiences that David lived through. And I love the fact that the Lord inspired poetry that really connects with the human experience because it's so varied, of really high experiences to very low, dire situations. And all of those are covered and expressed in the Psalms. And what an excellent place to be able to refer back to. I have several friends who they just have a daily psalm reading that they'll go through the book of Psalms over and over and over again.
Yeah. And you can put yourself in the psalm.
Right.
Like you can say, the Lord is Deb's shepherd. I shall not be in want.
That's usually what I say. Deb. That's usually when I'm doing Psalm 23.
Yeah, I mean, you could put yourself in there, but you don't put Deb in there.
No, I do. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
I mean, that's
my
wife.
My wife goes, "Why are you reading the Bible like that?" And I go, "I personalize it for Deb. Want her to know that I care."
Do you ever do that?
For you? No, I don't actually do. No, but for me, yes. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good, because I mean, that can really be a comfort. And I think it's okay to do that from a biblical, scholarly point of view. Is that okay?
Well, it's part of the application process, right? And so when you think about Howard Hendricks' methodology of studying the Bible, of observing, interpreting, and applying, when you begin to apply a passage, you can use that technique of inserting your name into the text. And so sometimes when teaching different passages, saying, okay, instead of reading I or us, I want you to read, me, or say your name, when you read this passage aloud. So you really identify that this is about you too. This isn't about somebody else. This is about you. And so that's a good thing to do in the application process.
So if you do that, maybe you have a particular psalm you go to, share that with us. It can be just one verse from a psalm. Doesn't have to be
Yes.
the whole psalm. Just you get a hold of us this morning by calling or texting 800-221-9356.
Now, Deb, a time when you don't want to do that is when it's like promise to a specific person, right? So, like,
Okay.
you don't want to start reading things that are true of Jesus and replacing it with your name, right?
No,
Like-
no, no. It's only when it's I, like when it's meant to be for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is much easier to do in the Psalms. But I was thinking about, Jesus talking about giving his life as a ransom for many, and then Deb starts reading her name in there, and then we
no.
have the Deb cult, and then things get weird fast,
No, but we can say things like, Deb has been crucified with Christ.
Oh, yeah.
Nevertheless,
Yeah.
Deb lives. I mean, you
That's
can
right.
do something
Yep.
like that. You can internalize something that is
Right.
meant to be for us.
That's right. Yeah.
And or even praying the Psalms
Oh,
is
yes.
another way to really receive just a huge blessing. And,
Yes.
Hey, Wanda, good morning. It's good to see you online on Ken and Deb in the morning. Thanks for being part of our mid-morning show coffee break.
Now, Deb, I've
Hope you had a
noticed
good
that
Christmas.
for your mid-morning coffee break, you're absent of coffee.
Oh, I haven't made it yet this morning. I usually do just before 7, but here's
so much
breaking
going
news.
on.
I forgot.
Well, we were
So
talking
I've
about the
got
memory
water.
lapses a second ago. Yeah. I thought maybe you were trying to kick the habit.
No, but I probably should cut back a little bit.
Okay.
That just reminds me, my kids got me a lot of tea, like decaffeinated tea. That's what I asked for.
Did they think
So
you
that
needed? Oh, you asked for it. Okay,
I
I thought
asked
maybe
for
they
it.
were giving you a hint. Like,
No, I asked
hey,
for it.
Mom, you need to slow down on the caffeine. It's a bit much. Yeah. A little amped up.
It's like when you were.
Yeah. Ooh.
No, I asked for it, and so I have all these teas to try. I'm kind of really excited about it.
Have you tried any?
Yes, I
And
have.
are
I've
th-
loved them all
Are
so
they
far.
tea bags, or are you into that loose leaf tea and the real fancy stuff?
I have both.
Oh, okay.
I had one. My daughter gave me tea that's bagged, so I can bring it here to work. And then my son's girlfriend gave me this really cool cup that has a metal tea bag in it, and you just put the tea in there, and then you pour the water over,
Yes.
like a pour over.
Yep. Yeah. One of
Yeah.
the one with the metal ball ones.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I have those. I had a friend, my roommate at Moody, worked for a tea shop in Chicago, and he got really big into tea.
5 seconds.
So then I became really big into tea too.
It's 7:11 here at Ken and Deb in the morning. So glad to have you with us on this Monday before the end of the year, which is coming this week on Friday. It will be 2021. So if you've been looking for the end to 2020, it's coming.
We're so close.
Gerad Hall is with me, and actually, you're coming in all this week, which thank you so much for doing that.
Oh,
I
my
appreciate it.
pleasure. Thanks, Deb, for having me. It's always a blast. I was preaching yesterday in Muscatine at
You
First
were.
Baptist Muscatine, and there were several people I talked with after the service who said, we listen to Ken and Deb every single morning, and we just love them.
Oh,
Just love them.
no, we love you too.
And
Glad
I
we
s-
can do life together.
And I said, well, I will be on all this week. And they went, oh, okay.
Oh, come on.
And they go, are you gonna be there for Ken? I said, yes. And they go, oh, good. We'll still hear Deb's laugh.
Oh, very fun.
The infectious, heartwarming, cheerful sound of Deb's laugh.
Well, we're just glad that we can do life together and that we have the freedom to do that. This in our country. We can speak of God's word. We can share encouragement together as a body. And so that's kind of what we're doing this morning. If you have a favorite psalm you want to send in to us, give us a call at 800-221-9356. Also, we have something on our website that's community calendar. And this past year, it has been
Kind of bare.
slim pickings.
Yeah.
Because not much is going on at our area churches or organizations. But, I mean, you have a great idea that you have written out here, Jeremy, that I never thought of before.
Yeah, if you want to highlight your virtual events, you can also make those known to people through our community calendar.
That is a great idea. So if you have a virtual event coming up, put it on our community calendar. People can access it online and see and participate. So how do they do that?
Well, they head over to moodyradio.org/Quad Cities. You should find the community calendar right near the top, long as we have at least one event in there. And then you can click on that to the full calendar and submit your event through the, should be on the sidebar.
Yeah, sounds good. I hope you'll do that as you head into a new year. We're still doing a lot of things virtually. Let us know about those. Let others know about what your church is doing virtually. We are messengers, and a favorite for 2020, that's for sure, the song Love here on Moody Radio.
That's the good thing about keeping a millennial around.
Oh, I never even thought about that till I read that this morning. It's like, I wish I would have thought about this earlier to focus on the fact that we can, put virtual events.
Yeah, as an alternative. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking of virtual events, I have a question for Jeremy, and I'm too late in asking it, but that's okay. I'm going to ask it anyway because it might be something that.
Okay.
So. So here's the deal. At Christmas, I had a couple Zoom, Christmases.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
But I saw somebody on Facebook put a Zoom picture of the whole crew of their family,
Okay.
but they were not using the camera like the last time I did it.
They took a screenshot.
How did they do that?
Well, one way they may have done it on a Windows computer is there's a button that says print screen
Okay.
on your keyboard. If you hit print screen,
Oh, do I have that?
maybe laptops are a little bit harder.
I do.
You-
I have that on mine.
You do that,
done
and then you
Scissors there?
Oh,
open up the
Never knew that
program
was what it was.
called Paint, and then you can paste it there, and
Okay.
that should get you a screenshot. Macs have a keyboard shortcut that can just immediately screenshot.
Oh, so you're doing it for me right now. See, I have never done that before.
Ta-da!
And the last time I tried the Zoom thing, there was me with the whole camera covering my face. So, I should have brought this up before Christmas, but this is my problem.
No, you brought it up at the right time, Deb. This is the perfect time to bring this up.
So
Better late than never.
I'll tell you what. Now, if I have a Zoom coming up on New Year's Day, I can do that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure my computer at home has a print screen, but I'm going to look. I did not realize that PTR
As long as you have,
was that.
you just type in. If you type in,
You just type in print screen or screenshot or snipping tool.
the
Okay.
snipping tool, you'll have the snipping tool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Coming
maybe
back.
that helped somebody else this morning. And that's We Are Messengers with Love. And that is definitely one of those songs that you got to sing with, you got to jive to. I mean, it's a good one, isn't it?
It's upbeat.
It is.
It's refreshing.
And it's hopeful. And that's kind of what we need. We need some hope. So, hey, coming up, talking about hope, we are talking about your future self. Well, thank you. And that was with Drew Dick. He wrote that Moody published book. And I got to talk with him last week about it and asked him the question, would there be anything new that you would add to it after going through 2020?
And
Well,
we're
share
going to
his
find
answer.
out.
Find his answer coming up here in a few minutes. So,
It's called a radio tease.
yes.
Very good, Deb. Very good.
One down.
Aha.
The whole week to go. It's 7:17. Glad to have you along with us. If you have a favorite psalm, would you get a hold of us and share that psalm at 800-221-9356?
Well played, Deb. Well played. Excellent.
Well,
15 years of radio experience full time is paying off dividends.
Well, the thing is, it's almost like, now, what do you guys think about this? There's almost like pre-COVID books and post-COVID books.
Pre-COVID movies where people aren't wearing masks,
Right.
and post-COVID movies
Yes.
where they're still not wearing masks.
There's like this line where you feel like, oh, I can talk to this person that wrote this book 10 years ago, but it's such a unique situation that we're in that it's almost like another world.
Yeah, I've been finding the realization that for like we're just gonna have a 2-year period of time where everything's gonna kind of be paused, and we're just going to have like this addendum of COVID, and then it'll be like back to normal.
Oh, so you think that's what it's going to be?
Well, I think so. I mean, in 1918 there was, you know, the Spanish flu pandemic, and we clearly forgot about that by the time we got to 2020.
So do you think you'll have a
You know.
roaring 20s? The roaring 2022s?
There could be. I mean, a lot of people were repressed during this year and for the foreseeable future.
Wait, what do you mean by the roaring 20s? Unpack that phrase for me, because
Well, okay, so you said 1918,
Yeah,
was
yep.
the big flu epidemic.
Yep.
Then during the 20s, there was like this unbridled.
it was called Prohibition.
Yeah, but it was
That
just
created
like,
a lot of problems,
did.
a lot
It
of
did.
illegal problems in
It did,
Chicago
But wasn't there also like this party kind of atmosphere?
because it was illegal. Yeah. It was.
I'm digging myself a hole.
No, but I'm enjoying it. Keep going. Yeah, this is really fun. That's why I
mean,
wanted.
But
Deb, I could honestly see your point working. I mean, a lot of people will want to get all this pent up energy out of their system, and as a reaction, I could see it being a little more, we'll say, jovial.
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
people doing more traveling or just more exploring or more getting out there because they couldn't.
Wearing
For 2 years.
oversized suits and dancing around. I think all of that is possible. I think.
And long pearls down to your
Big
knees.
Yeezys. Yeah.
Jerry says BC and AC before COVID and after COVID.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting, Jerry. But because we do have the sense that things are changing for good. But you're right. We have to have some perspective that in history, it can be just a blip.
Talking about the media, it's interesting watching some of the shows right now because the new seasons have implemented like wearing masks, and I even see them walking around. They've got those gaiters around their neck. But what cracks me up is you'll see them walking around, but then when the group comes together to talk, all the actors pull the masks down once they're into a small circle.
Which is exactly opposite of what we should be doing.
Yeah, but the actors need the FaceTime.
Right. Social cue.
And good morning. We're talking about those favorite psalms, those psalms that have been a comfort to you in 2020, and also just, looking back a little bit to your Christmas 2020. Was there a highlight from your Christmas this year? I know it was different. I know there were some disappointments, but there's also unexpected joys that happen in times like that. How about you? Did you have an unexpected joy, Jared?
Well, we got our boys a crash pad for Christmas. Keep in mind, we have a 7-year-old boy, a 4-year-old boy, and a 2-year-old boy. And so we got a giant pad that goes in the living room. Like, think stuntman falling off a building, landing on a pad.
Really?
Giant pad.
How fun.
And then we bought a big gymnastic foam ramp to go with it. And
Oh,
so
we
they
need to go around it.
so they can run up the ramp and jump and then crash on the crash pad.
Oh,
Yeah.
how fun.
And so
Okay.
our 7-year-old has now developed the ability to do a front flip onto it. Very quickly, he developed it.
Wow.
Now, he tried practicing off of the crash pad, busted his knee into his lip, blood,
no.
all that total 7-year-old boy stuff. But then I go, why did you practice not on the crash pad? Why? But he's a 7-year-old boy. He doesn't know why. He just did it, right? So that was unexpected.
So there's joy there, but there's also a bit of pain.
Not for me. No, that was it's pain-free. Yeah.
But how about you? Tell us about your Christmas. Was there something that was just an unexpected joy or blessing or something that God taught you during the time? We'd love to hear that this morning. 800-221-9356. Here's our The Newsboys with Greatness of Our God as we continue our Monday before the end of 2020 here on Moody Radio.
It's like a Walter Cronkite impersonation. 2020. This is Deb Gustafson signing off.
You know what? I was going to try to look for my news. I did not use a story that I thought was really interesting, but we're closing up here in a minute. But
You gonna share with us?
it was really interesting because you were talking about, Jeremy, about the mask going over the head. Okay. Supposedly this year, they've had less homicides being able to be solved because of masks.
Yeah.
So that was just in the murder rate jumped nearly 40% in the first 11 months of 2020. However, the rate of solving murders were around 7 percentage points less because of
Masks.
masks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What
I
happens
thought
when
that
you
was
tell everybody it's
interesting.
okay to dress like a criminal? They act like criminals. No,
I don't think that. I mean, it's just that they couldn't
No, yeah,
identify
right.
the suspects.
that's right. Yeah.
So I thought that was very interesting.
I always tell a story in one of the sermons I preach about bad criminals, and there's it's a true story, two criminals who were going to go rob a place, but they didn't have any mask. And so then they thought, oh, we'll use face paint. And then they didn't have any face paint. And so then they used marker. And then they went and robbed the store, and they were getting away, and they got pulled over. And that's when they realized that they should have used washable markers instead of permanent markers. Because as it turns out, two guys wearing Sharpie on their face, very easy to identify. So, but now everybody has a mask. Everybody's
Right.
prepared. So
Yeah. It's one of those less than bright criminal stories.
that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So I tell a couple of those in one of the sermons.
I've got to laugh at our comments.
Okay.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, go
So
for it.
Joe, a few minutes ago, let us know. He's like, "You lost sound," and I'm looking around. I'm monitoring right now the audio. I'm like, I don't see what's wrong with our sound. Then a few minutes later, he's like, "Gotta love it when your wife starts the car and your Bluetooth takes the sound on the road."
I know that.
Great, Joe.
I know that, Joe. I've been there. Yeah. Like, where did it go? Oh, the car. Yeah, technology. It'll trick us up.
Technology.
Oldest millennial you'll know, Deb.
And with that, we say adieu for today. Thank you so much for listening in to our mid-morning show coffee break. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, and enjoy your Monday.